What's going on, everybody? Hope you had a great weekend. It's Stock Picks by Tim, and in this video I've got a quick workhorse one for you. I'm just going to feature a couple of clips here from Green Power's earnings. They just had their earnings the other day, and they do mention Workhorse a couple of times. So I've got a few clips to run, and then we're just going to check out the chart, see what's been happening recently. Let's just roll those clips and I'll catch up with you in a second.
Some very interesting things that I'd like to discuss today. First and foremost is our Workhorse deal. We are under contract with Workhorse for 1,500 EV Star CCs, which we are selling to Workhorse. Workhorse is putting their own custom, very compelling body on these vehicles, adding some of their own telematics and other features that Workhorse supplies. And then they're selling these vehicles into the step van market. This is compelling on many levels, but I think most importantly, this is business that Green Power was not addressing previously. We've not had a plan to enter the step van market. It's also leveraging the sales of Green Power sold the vehicles once to Workhorse, and now Workhorse is selling these vehicles into the marketplace and supporting the vehicles in the marketplace. So we really believe this is, I don't want to say found business, but that's kind of a good way of looking at it. This was not part of what typically we would normally do in a business transaction where we would launch the vehicles, train customers, support them. We've got one touch point, and that is Workhorse, which really makes this deal very, very compelling to us and hopefully to the market.
So Brendan provided a overview on the Workhorse arrangement, and I think one of the key aspects of this is that Brendan in particular and the team have been working on this for almost the better part of a year, and our first deliveries start this month. So we're literally getting our first set of the EV Star CCs, or as we refer to our cabin chassis, which is the picture on the left there, and delivering the first tranche to Workhorse, which they will integrate with a product that they brought to market that they branded as the W750. And I believe they have two models of this vehicle. So that's what they will be selling to their customer. The overall transaction is for 1,500 EV Star CCs, as we previously disclosed. And it's important to note that there's that works out to just an average in excess of 200 per quarter for the next 7 quarters that relates to that agreement. And as noted on this slide, this is one of the largest medium or heavy duty EV transactions, in that it's not one of these up to a certain number. This is for 1,500 EV Star cabin chassis. So it's very exciting for the company, but in particular, given that we are now entering into the delivery phase, and the first few months will be bringing it up to that average that we note here, but it'll be a fairly quick progression in terms of getting to that average of 200 a quarter.
Now, what do you guys think so far about this? It's definitely very interesting to hear these statements from Green Power, and to me it's just more confirmation that Workhorse is getting on those deliveries. Now, I actually wanted to leave one part in the Q&A, and let me know in the comments below if you want me to look into Green Power. They actually seem quite compelling. Just glancing at them, they have been increasing their revenue year over year, but they have been missing their estimates. That might be partly besides the market being down so much, that might be partly why the stocks are being down. They aren't meeting their guidance. They're sometimes 30 to 50% under their expectations. But you know what? Listening to this portion in the Q&A here compels me to really want to dig deep into Green Power as well. So let's roll this part, and then I'm going to check out the chart for you and just show you what I've been watching.
So the way to look at our business is that we've got Workhorse that is just starting deliveries in the next week or two. And over the next 1 or 2 quarters, we get up to that in excess of 200 a quarter, or an annualized of 800 for the year. By the end of next year, we expect to have our West Virginia facility with plus or minus 500 vehicles on the school bus side. And the vouchers, we continue to see that contributing to a significant number of near-in deliveries. So the sum of all those three provide for an annualized number of in excess of 1,000 vehicles within the next year. And it's not that we will achieve that a year from now. We will be seeing that exponential growth hit in the September 30 quarter, and in particular in the December 31st quarter. So we believe that that will get us through to from where we are today into positive cash flow, which is something that will decouple us from really the rest of the EV OEMs that are in the medium and heavy duty equipment or vehicle space. And that's, being a big part of the core focus of the group, is that really focusing on the business and getting the business to positive cash flow, as opposed to having other aspects of the business to talk about that have an impact on the business years from now. All of the hard work that the team has done over the past couple of years, is now coming into play with some significant deliveries starting in this month that we're in now.
Now, looking at the chart, guys, you will remember, if you've seen my previous Workhorse video, that we did hit our lows that May 11th, May 12th max capitulation day. There's a lot of small caps that have a very similar chart setup, and I am speculating at this point that we may have hit our lows, in the beginning of May. It's been a couple months now. Most every small cap besides crypto small cap stocks, besides CleanSpark, stocks like that, those have been downtrending with crypto, obviously. But besides that, a lot of these small caps have been in an uptrend since May 11, and I see no reason for this not to continue. When thinking about the macro environment, we may be heading into that recession. We're going to get our GDP numbers very soon, the end of this month, and that may cause the Fed to change their stance, be a little more dovish. We've even been hearing that lately, that they might not raise rates at such a high rate, and that is going to cause a nice little pump in the market, and we've been seeing that recently. So commodity prices have been coming down, which might give us a drop in inflation with our next CPI numbers. We'll see where gas goes. Seems like prices in general have been coming down a bit, but we'll see what happens this week with Workhorse. With Green Power's earnings call, we might get a little pump in Workhorse because they did mention it in a very positive light. And just looking at this for resistance, we do have to still break out of that 325. We do have a bit of a strong resistance there. I think that once we break 325, we are definitely going to push on Workhorse. And throughout the rest of this month, we definitely just want to stay at least above 250. If we were to break roughly 250, 264, we would be breaking this upward channel, and that wouldn't look good. I'm definitely feeling very good about Workhorse's chart right now. The RSI is still relatively neutral, although the MACD is pointing down and does look a bit bearish, but that can change quickly. I'm going to be really watching closely on Workhorse, and I'm also going to be looking out for volume. If we do get a huge spike in volume, very likely we're going to get a huge spike to the upside, and the bullish trend will continue. But thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a comment below. Take it easy.